माननीय सदस्य श्री अदूर प्रकाश जी।
Thank you, Madam. Thank you for having given me this opportunity to participate in the discussion on this important bill. The legislation aims to overhaul and modernize the regulatory framework governing civil aviation in India, replacing the Aircraft Act of 1934. Sir, I welcome very effort to achieve highest levels of safety in the civil aviation. But it has to be pointed out that the aviation sector of the country is facing with many issues and safety challenges today. The increasing cases of near collision incidents, flight delays and cancellation, frequent schedule cuts and airfare without any regulation are a matter of concern. Sir, one of the alarming absences in this bill is the sheer lack of any consideration of the government as given to the cause of climate change. The aviation industry accounts for nearly 3% of carbon dioxide emissions annually, but the potential impact of this is much severe considering the fact that these emissions take place much higher up in the atmosphere closer to the ozone. We, as a nation, with the first place in population, third place in military power, and fifth place in the economy, must make our commitments to climate change clear. It is the responsibility of this House and this government to ensure that the national policy towards substantially stands resolute and is second to none. The actual needs of the hour, the skyrocketing amount of cyber threats and addressing them also seem to have left the thought of this government. While drafting this bill, which in effect makes the ground reality of this bill a token effort. Sir, Air Albania being targeted by the Lockbit ransomware group, which engaged in similar threats towards Bangkok Airways, Kuwait Airlines, and many more serve as instance of the Ministry of Civil Aviation to learn from. Sir, we must either learn from the examples of others or face the same fate due to sheer ignorance. It is shameful how the government has wished to proceed with the latter than consider the former. In this rush to reiterate the substantiate before the people of this nation, the misguided words, Modi Hain, Tho, Mangin Hain, a stampede of constructing new airports, can be witnessed by the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Sir, analyzing the new bill section 3, subsection 2, and section 5, subsection 2, both the Directorate General of Civil Aviation and Bureau of Civil Aviation Security have been charged with the oversight functions related to civil aviation without any clear segregation of the function of both the institutions. It is to be noted that alongside these two institutions, the CISF and Airport Authority of India also have roles to play in this amphibian mechanism, which can prove to be lethal in emergency situation, as we have been on the unfortunate incidents of the World Trade Center attack or the flight 814 hijack to Kandahar. Sir, in the Standing Committee report related to civil aviation, it has been unconditionally stated that the Central Industrial Security Forces, who violently guard our airfields, have been overburdened by the ever-expanding network of our airports and air traffic, and yet no provision to redeem their difficulties have been curated in this new bill. It is high time that in avenues similar to the American Transport Security Agency, an Indian counterpart must be established to ensure proper security administration. If expansion and advancement of the Indian aviation industry is indeed the prerogative of this government, then there must be provisions that ensure this rather than red herring measures that sum up to the construction of House of Cards. The extensive loss of life during the corona pandemic have made our national policies sensitive to the possibilities of epidemics, and the provisions stated in Section 14 of the bill can prove to be instrumental in same instance in the future. However, the ignorance in engaging provisions about invasive species that may cause loss of livelihood to the menial farmers of our nation is a grave negligence of this government, which proves again that this bill is a mere tool to keep the industrialists happy rather than to account for growing needs of the industry, the people of the nation, and the national interest. Government claims about aviation sector are not true. Adani Group owns 8 airports in the country, making it the single largest private operator in the country. This monopolization has happened in the past 4 years at the risk of concentrating important national assets in a few private hands. An estimated 25% of passenger air traffic flies through Adani airports, and 1/3 of all air cargo is handled through these airports. The CAG report released in August 2023 on UDAN and the regional connectivity scheme found that 93% routes under the scheme were cancelled beyond the 3-year concession period. Data from Airport Authority of India in the first 3 months of 2024 has been a decline in passenger traffic in Tier 2 city airports. Experts have attributed this to the airlines concentrating on metro cities and high-density routes. The scheme, which was projected to link smaller centers with air connectivity, has failed to impress so far. Government is always making exaggerated claims of new airports built in the country during the last 10 years. The deadly roof collapse of Delhi Airport has raised many concerns over the quality infrastructure development in the country. Recently, we witnessed many much infrastructure failures, and it is evident to the corruption and criminal negligence over the last 10 years. Another issue is soaring airfare without any regulation and cap on higher fare. It has become regular practice for airlines operating service in Gulf Kerala sector. Lakhs of Keralites working in various Gulf countries are put to great hardship and agony due to steep hike in the airfare from Kerala to Gulf countries. Airlines are charging fares more than 5 times the basic tariff for various destinations in Kerala. Majority of the Keralites working in the Middle East countries are low-earning workers who cannot afford this high airfare. This injustifiable hike in airfare is done, keeping in view the demand among non-resident Keralites returning to home state for festival and summer occasions. Even budget carriers are adopting such heinous methods by charging huge amounts for tickets. Sir, even though this issue has been highlighted on many occasions, no action has been taken by the government. This should be considered and corrective measures to be taken on priority. Recently, the Airport Economic Regulatory Authority has revised the user development fee in Thiruvananthapuram International Airport by as much as 50% increase from the present tariff. As per the order issued by AERA, user development fee for domestic passengers will increase from rupees 506 to 770 till 31st March 2025. Thereafter, it will be raised in subsequent financial years, that is rupees 840 for financial year 2025-26 and rupees 910 for financial year 26-27. Similarly, the landing charges for aircraft have also been raised threefold with further hikes in the following years. The hike in tariff of international passengers is even higher than the domestic rates. The steep hike in tariffs will be an additional burden on passengers who were already under the pressure of high airfare. Moreover, the decision will lead to higher sector price and will adversely affect the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, as nearby Cochin International Airport is offering low rates. Sir, I request intervention to review the tariff hike, which is against the interest of passengers. Thank you, sir.